time to welcome into SportsCenter Kevin Seifert, the NFC North blogger for ESPN.com, who is standing by in Eden Prairie. What's the atmosphere like, Kevin?
Well, it's died down now, Linda. A few hours ago, Favre pulled in with Ryan Longwell, his good friend from Green Bay and in Minnesota. There are about 100 fans out here. I think it was exciting for those people, but for the most part, I think most Minnesotans figured this was just a matter of time before this happened. It's been rumored for all offseason that Favre would show up at some point after training camp, and as it turns out, he did.
You mentioned Ryan Longwell. He, along with Jared Allen, Steve Hutchinson, met with Favre in Hattiesburg for 15 hours. Next thing you know, they're all on a plane headed to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Longwell or any of the other players that are there at the complex to find out how we got from there to here?
No, those guys arrived about the same time as Favre, and that was long after the Vikings practice and media availability was over. But you know, there's no secret. He's one of his closest friends on the team. Jared Allen and Steve Hutchinson are also in that category, and it's pretty clear they went down there and looked him in the eye and said, "Hey, as friends, as colleagues, as players, let's all try to take advantage of this the situation that the Vikings think they have here to be a Super Bowl team." And they know that they need Brett Favre, and I think Brett Favre knows that they need him in order to get to where they want to go. And so I think that's kind of how it all played out. I'm sure we'll get more details later, but in the end, they just made a personal plea. Please come help us.
You know, you made a reference to the fans that were lining up there when Favre arrived at the complex about an hour ago. There was so much excitement. We saw the video. You'd think these people didn't have jobs, but boy, word traveled fast that this guy was coming back. Can you explain that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's summertime in Minnesota. We don't get a whole lot of warm days, so I think that's probably why everybody else decided to come out here and enjoy the sun on a nice summer day. And you know, it's just this team kind of has the state in its hands, and this is the team that is most popular. And I think once they start playing the games and he's back there, it's going to be a pretty interesting situation. You
know, you have that inside scoop of what's going on in that atmosphere, of course, you know, home of the Vikings. But, you know, nationally, this didn't seem to be a done deal. You know, 2 weeks ago, thoughts about the ankle, if it was at 100%, other issues regarding a contract length. But are you telling me that most people in town thought this was going to be a done deal and Favre was going to be back no matter what?
I think so. I mean, if you just look at the history that in the past 3 or 4 years, even dating back to his last year or two in Green Bay, there's been plenty of times when it was either reported or he said he was going to retire, and he didn't. And so I think you were probably fooling yourself if you believed any of the statements or text message issues or anything along those lines that suggested he might not play. Someday he's gonna retire for good, but I think as long as the team really wants him the way the Vikings do, it's the safe bet to assume he's gonna always keep playing.
So Kev, before I let you go, Favre's still meeting inside with Vik officials right now, and what about a timetable? Could he officially be a Viking tonight and be on the practice field tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I mean, technically he's on their roster. You know, he was on the did not report list, so I'm sure he has to pass a physical like all players do when they eventually report to camp or to practice or sign a contract. And if there is going to be more money involved, that'll have to get finalized. But, you know, time's a wasting, and I have a feeling it's a pretty good chance he'll be on the field tomorrow when they practice in the afternoon.